If you've been involved in an accident with a FedEx truck, you need to watch this video because there's some important things that you need to know. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Michael Coker, and I'm an attorney in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I handle cases all across the state of Georgia. But one of the types of cases that we have handled pretty frequently are cases involving FedEx trucks. And FedEx trucks are something that are unique to the business structure that FedEx has. And so, if you're involved in an accident with a FedEx truck, do not try to handle your case without a lawyer. And I'm going to explain why. First off, FedEx is a company that we all know for their shipping, right? Particularly their overnight shipping or their ground shipping. It's a company that's used by many major retailers or even law firms with documents that need to get somewhere within overnight. But one thing that you don't know is that often FedEx franchises their drivers. So, what does that mean? Every one of the FedEx trucks, if you look at it, you'll notice that it has a FedEx on the side. But one thing that you might miss is that very small down at the bottom of the truck, you'll often see the name of another company. And this could be something logistics or could be a family name, could be some other company name. And the operator of that particular truck is actually the company that is running it. It's often not the FedEx parent company. And so a lot of lawyers don't know this. And so when they get an accident case that comes through their door that deals with a FedEx truck, they just assume that the proper defendant in the entity that they need to sue is FedEx. And sometimes, and many times, that is correct, that FedEx needs to be one of the individuals that are sued or one of the companies that need to be sued. But if you fail to name that company that's the individual distributor or the individual franchisee of the FedEx location or the driver that is involved in your case, then you could be missing out and you could lose your case on a technicality. And so you want to be certain that you name all the correct entities. And so if you're involved in an accident with a FedEx truck, what do? The first thing I want you to do is to take a lot of pictures. Take a lot of photographs of all these markings on the truck. If they have a DOT number, take that picture. If they have the name of what looks like a different company, maybe something incorporated or something LLC in small letters on the bottom, take a picture of that. Take a picture of the damage to the vehicle. Take a picture of where the vehicles are located. All of these things are important in proving your case. But more importantly, it will allow your attorney to track the exact entity that is the correct entity for your specific suit. And so your job to gather evidence starts at the accident scene. And so be sure to take those photographs if it's safe and if you're able so that you can preserve evidence for later. But let's say you haven't done that. Let's say you've been in the accident, maybe you were taken in an ambulance or you were unable to take photographs. That's okay because a good experienced lawyer knows what FedEx organizations are out there in your immediate vicinity, knows where these distributorships are or these franchises, and then is able to give you the information that you need to know this is the proper entity so that your claim is preserved. And so FedEx cases are unique and they're different. Another way FedEx cases are different is often these trucks are heavy because they're loaded down with packages or even cargo transport. And because of the weight of these trucks, these can make these accidents even more dangerous and even more deadly. And so, even if you deal with a typical case, and maybe it's a typical commercial case, sometimes when you're dealing with a FedEx truck, what is loaded onto that truck is going to matter as to how serious the accident is and how serious you're hurt. And so if you have a situation where the truck is overloaded and too heavy, then that could be a violation of some sort of state regulation or even some county or municipal regulation. And so you want to make sure that the truck that is involved in your accident, that all this evidence is preserved. And the way that you preserve that is hire an experienced lawyer that understands the appropriate letters to send, that understands the appropriate entities to send those letters, and what to do in that specific situation. Finally, because we all know FedEx values itself on the time of delivery, Sometimes drivers can be in a rush. And so, one of the first things that a good lawyer will do in a FedEx case is request all of the timesheets and delivery tables for that specific truck. And if you have a driver that's maybe cutting corners or trying to do things faster or maybe parking illegally in a certain location, we need to know that because we need to know what expectations the company was putting on that driver to deliver faster and quicker than the competition. Because all these things matter in your case, because if the company's doing something improper or they're taking action that they're not supposed to maybe make their delivery drivers drive a little faster or maybe park in an illegal or unsafe location, these are all things that could affect your case and its value. And so you want to make sure all that evidence is preserved, all that documentation, all those driver logs are protected. And so the only way to do that is to send the appropriate spoliation notice. And if you don't know what a spoliation notice is, that's okay. Because if you hire the right lawyer, they're going to know exactly what it is, what they need to do, and what action needs to be taken under state law to make sure that that evidence is protected. Now, because of what we do for a living, I've done many FedEx cases in my career, and I understand these cases and what they deal with. And I'm a FedEx customer. I use FedEx myself. And so I appreciate their drivers who do the right thing, make the right decisions, and are responsible. But sometimes you have drivers or even supervisors in some of these smaller distributorships or franchises that don't make the right decision, and they need to be held accountable. So if you were involved in a FedEx accident, give me a call so I can review your case and give you a free consultation and let you know what your case might be worth. But let me tell you this. FedEx cases are complicated. They have very good lawyers, and you want an experienced lawyer on your team, not just somebody you see on television or billboards. So give us a call today if you want a free evaluation for your FedEx case. If you like getting these updates, please like and subscribe to our podcast. But until next time, everyone stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.